Hello, 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 everybody. It's your boy Jmulls, and today we are here with some World of Warcraft because we have new story. We have a new chapter of the campaign for patch 12.1.
Your efforts against the recent void and ethereal incursions have paid off.
Myella, I am
It's
trying to
time
do an
we
introduction
give the
here.
light to them.
Okay, cool story. I'm trying to do an introduction. I need you to let me cook here. The next chapter in World of Warcraft's World Soul Saga is entitled The Curse of Ulatek. Now it says there's 5 chapters, however today we have access to Uno. Legacy of the Amani. And that is what we will be doing today. Let me get rid of all these quests in my log. Hello, 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 God's Country. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. In Silver Moon City. It's over there. Okay. Today, we see what all the hullabaloo is about when it comes to this story, because I've heard some things, I've seen some things. I know one of the big spoilers. I have a bit of an inkling, let's say. More of an inkling, kind of know. So, we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, we're gonna see. I can already tell I'm not gonna like it, because I kind of know what's gonna happen, like I said. But we'll see, though. We'll see. I have a new mouse. I need to change this. Okay. That should be fine for the most part. Oh, I gotta change my entire keybinds. Oh, I gotta do it. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. We'll give us some time to catch up, you know? Shoot the breeze. Key bindings. Where is it? Oh my god. Action bar? It's you. Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You. 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 Okay, good. There we go. Just change this. I view this like a stay of execution. It's like before they irrevocably fuck up an entire section of the lore I actually like and care about. Give yourself some breathing room, you know? It's like you're on like a sinking ship and you know you're gonna be running out of oxygen. So you just start like inhaling as much as you can. Not because you know it's going to help you or anything in the distant future, but just because it's just like you want to know what it feels like to breathe one last time, you know? Where the hell are my other bars? How's this like oriented? What? Hello, Groot. Welcome to the stream. I have arrived, my king. Let's go. Game? There should be like 2 other hotbars here, shouldn't there? That's weird. Where'd they go? They're not down here. Where the hell'd they go? Oh, I can just do this now. But didn't I do that? And press the design key to set the... That doesn't work. What the hell? Yeah, it's bar 5 and bar 3. Where the fuck are they? Why were they disabled? Oh, that's a weird bug. Okay, there they are. Yeah, that was weird. All right. Well, whatever. We solved it. Would it be World of Warcraft if things went according to plan? Like, when we think about it, right? Like, there's gotta be chaos. Okay. Almost have it. I won't mess around with my pet hotkeys because who cares about that, right? Okay, now we're good. Alright, let's actually go and do this quest and see what it's all about. Oh, I gotta rearrange my fucking flying stuff. Ew, I just realized. Alright, you go there. You go there, sure. That's gonna take some getting used to. Where in the hell is my sprint? Oh no, where are you? Oh no, everything looks different and it's scary. Control 7. Control 6. I can fix that. Alright, that's better. Alright, what the hell is this quest even gonna be? Hello, Shadow. Welcome to the stream. Hagar's invitation, I guess. Okay, so I guess Owena gives it to us. Needs to be the English one. I gotta imagine we'd get an English trail at some point. About a new dog. Oh, that's cool. Alright. Let's see. How much can World of Warcraft hurt me today? Let's find out together. Hagar's a message she believes the elves and trolls of Azeroth must all hear. She has sent a call to leaders from the elven and troll tribes to come to Harandar. I have come here to ask the Blood Elves to join us, but you should be there as well. You have been with us through so much of this. The route ways from Silvermoon would be the fastest way. Oh lord.
Elder Hagar has called on the elven leaders to join this gathering in Harandar. It is of great importance.
It would be an honor. We will join you as soon as we can.
My dog is here too. Nice, let's go. Yeah, September feels like a good pick for when we get another trailer because of the direct. It really wouldn't surprise me if they start shadow dropping trailers. It really wouldn't surprise me if they like save the first one for the main direct. And then they start shadow dropping some like secondary trailers. Because didn't like X Definitive Edition Product Pro Nintendo have quite a few trailers? It wasn't like 20 or anything like that, but I think it was like 4 or 5. Alright. To Harandar, everyone's favorite zone. To be fair, the zone does look pretty.
You are here. The elders and others await you below.
Which one's the jump up? That's not what I fucking said, game. Oh my god. Game, why would you do this to me? Oh my god, which one was it? It was Whirling Surge. Yeah, you go there. Alright, good. You look prettier, thank you.
We await only the Blood Elves and the Amani.
Alright. Who's ready to get their balls cut off with like a spoon? I am. I'm ready. Depression.
So,
I'm ready.
Your path leads you here.
It should not be long now.
May you lend your song to hers.
Hagar requested that we invite to this meeting all of the troll and elven leaders we know. It was not easy to convince them to come. There are some past grievances between these groups. Hagar hopes to overcome these divisions. As we wait for the others to arrive, feel free to speak to the other delegates. The wait is making them restless, so try not to inflame tensions. Get a mount, okay, cool.
So many old wounds. It makes them tense, being near those who were enemies for so long.
By the way, if the audio's not balanced or anything, just like let me know and I'll fix it. Hello, Subdued Radical. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, they put out a new quest like yesterday, and I kind of know the main spoiler for it, so I'm ready to be upset.
Come with an open mind.
I'm ready for them to turbo fuck the lore for trolls and elves overall. I'm ready. Whatever the Harrenir wish to share, this is an excuse to see this new land. It's like watching a childhood home like go up in flames over time. Even now, the Renderai are seldom thought of as equals by, well, anyone, unless they need a portal or some shadow monster banished. Then it's back to the Void with you, Umbrick. Maybe not the Void anymore, but at least these Harrenir consider us as important as the trolls.
We serve the Alliance. For a group that has avoided trolls and elves for so long, the Harrenir seem rather rushed to tell us something.
Oh god. Alright, here's my girl at least. Legion for the win. It has been strange fighting alongside the Kaldorei Night Elves. Once again, Eretor managed to temper the divisions amongst the elves, but some hostility still remains, lurking beneath the surface. I once thought that when Suramar was liberated from the Burning Legion, we would be reunited with our Kaldorei cousins, but they still resented us for Elisand's betrayal because we needed Nightborn to be on the Horde. As a Horde player, cool. Big fan of that, actually. We might have tried harder to bridge these divisions, but I did not want to subject my people to the Kaldorei's arrogance and mistrust because they suck. Until recently, I thought we should have to forge our future without them, and now, I suppose time will tell if these new bonds last.
Our unity sustains. Many Kaldorei still view us with scorn. To them, we are either cowards who hid from the Legion, or traitors who joined the Horde.
Well, sucks to be them, you know? Fanta tier list 1. I don't think I've ever had a Fanta soda, not gonna lie. I'm not really a big soda guy.
The Sentinels.
I tend to drink Pepsi over Coke, though. That's my hot take. The Kaldorei are an ancient people that have fought countless battles throughout the ages. We've lost most of them, but that's besides the point. Some of the troll empires have been around that long, but few individuals. I have personally crossed blades with nearly every faction here at some point or another throughout our history. While the elves may have reconciled with us for now, the same cannot be said about the trolls. As I scan this room, I can see the anger and judgment in some of their eyes. It matters little. The Kaldorei will not be intimidated by their trolls, the Horde, or anyone else. Until next expansion, when we need to redig that trauma up.
The Kaldorei will do what we must for the preservation of this world and the protection of our people.
Has WoW been doing something weird with the lore lately? Remember how they put out the books called Chronicles to, like, make a compendium of all the lore? So take all of that and throw it out the window, because we're going through it piecemeal and fucking it up.
We stand together.
I have had my differences with many of those gathered here. The Blood Elves refused to let me come home and sided with our enemies, but we found a way to move forward, to work together against Xal'atath and her minions. But the Amani, they have been at our throats for so long. Everyone in Quel'Thalas has lost friends and family to Amani axes. How do you forgive? I know their leader fought to liberate the Sunwell, and that Lady Liadrin has vouched for them. Despite this, I don't understand how Liadrin can set aside her hatred. I have not. Trust us. We still want to have faction tension in the story, despite the fact we won't ever do anything with it. Outside of, like, a quest that'll take, like, 2 minutes.
Do not expect me to break bread with those murderers.
Hi, Rokon. Dude, Zappy Boy's actually back? How long has it been? As an ambassador for the Horde, I worked with many of the people of Azeroth. When I heard about the Dawnwell, I thought the elves would be nicer. I never expected to be seeing them still wary of each other. It seems now that Xal'atath is gone for now. A few be going back to the old hatreds. I don't be understanding it. Still so much anger about old fights when facing the end of the world. I guess there's no different for us trolls. We still got Darkspear that want to run through every Gurabashi they say. For loot. We always be having a reason for the hate. Even when we come together, it usually don't last. Please believe us this time.
Honor the spirits of the past.
Water tier list when? Alright, Aquafina. I'm gonna put it as like an A tier.
I be listening.
The Blood Elves be having history with the Amani. They're not the only ones. The Darkspear have always been a smaller tribe. We got no gleaming cities or glorious armies. Tribes like the Amani, Gudabashi, and Drakari all had empires. To them, the smaller tribes were easy pickings. Either subjects or victims. So tribes like the Darkspear, we got kicked around, pushed aside, and left to toil. Even by the Zandalari. That was why we joined the Horde, not just for protection. Nah, Thralls saw us as a vital part of the Horde, not just another tribe to conquer. Now, none of them got empires but the Zandalari. It was clever of the Haranir to only invite a few tribes, or some might look for payback. Hello, Dump. Welcome to the stream. Love that for 14 videos. Thank you, thank you.
Come back if you need me help. The Darkspear spilled blood.
I'm excited for FanFest.
But I'll be willing to set aside old rivalries for the common good.
I just have to watch my childhood slowly burn for a little bit. Hi, Talanji. Hey, if the bitrate could like fix itself, that'd be great. I stopped playing around the end of Legion, so yeah, it's been a while, damn. It's in the Navy at the time, so too many other ways I didn't have time for WoW and 14. I feel that, yeah. I had a lot of hope for World of Warcraft for quite a while there, but like Midnight, I have not been a fan of the story whatsoever. I like the War Within for what it was.
Zandala forever.
But it's kind of like a case of like The Force Awakens, where it's like the first movie has its problems, but it's a decent start. But then they fuck up the middle bit with Midnight. I know little of the Haranir beyond the reports from the Horde Council. They seem few in number and disorganized, unlikely to be a threat to Zendala. Still, let it not be said that the Queen of Zendala is too proud to answer such a call. I know some of them wish to join the Horde, and they will know we return respect when it is shown to us. Why did you bring so many troops? So many? It is a fraction of my honor guard. If anything, I brought fewer. The Zendalari are proud people, sometimes so proud we believe we are invincible. No longer. I have made it my priority to never underestimate our enemies. Surprise attacks, assassinations, we will not be caught unaware again. Talanji narrows her eyes. I have not forgotten what the Alliance did to my father, and I never will. Okay, I like this bit of at least like trying to acknowledge the faction tension still and all that. It's just a matter of are they going to do something with it?
All of Azeroth respects the Haranir for fighting against the Void. But to bring so many old enemies to one place, watch carefully.
Yeah, the Berlin Fan Fest is like a couple of weeks from now. It's very soon. Invincible, you say? I can always start again! Me when I make a new alt.
You have come far, stranger.
Alright, I'm ready for a cutscene. I've seen screenshots of this piece of shit. Alright, I'm ready to see them retcon the entire backstory to trolls and elves. For some reason. I'm ready. I'm emotionally prepared, I'm not. Mentally prepared, I'm not. Let's see. Watch it not even be this cutscene. Alright, what we got going on over here? Well, at least the cutscene itself looks visually impressive.
You must be Zul'Jin.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot.
Welcome to Herinda.
His fate has been, let's say, data mined, so we kind of know what's going to happen with him.
Mother Hagar has asked many to come. Both trolls and elves.
Elves?
Lord Thamar, this is Zul'Jin of the Amani.
I like how they just showed up.
This is
I know who he is.
Bold of the Amani to send the one who raided our forest as their emissary.
Your forest? You're lucky I haven't cut your throat already.
There will be no violence in this place.
I mean, there could be, right?
Welcome.
I'd be down for a fight.
Many of you have traveled far to be here. Please, come.
Away now.
The cutscene's fine so far.
You are wondering why you are here.
Oh god, we gotta do our weekly.
Generations upon generations ago, we Haranir stalked the forests of the world above until we heard the call of our goddess.
Ah, they're getting the TLDR of the Haranir zone, got it. Of Honda.
Some left the forest behind, vanishing deep within the sacred hollows of the world.
Yeah, that's called the War Within. We have already done that.
Haranir remained above, and over time they changed, splintering apart as millennia passed,
Wait.
giving rise to mighty empires and
Wait.
terrible wars.
Wait.
By those who had forgotten they had ever been one people at all. But here we are, together.
That's not subtle whatsoever!
And Haranir. We are all the descendants of one lineage.
They're not subtle about this at all!
In essence, one people. And now, we can be so once again.
Lies.
Yeah, I know, the writers came up with it like last Tuesday.
Zul'Jin.
Kin to elves? It cannot be. What do you, Haranir, know of my people's history? Our triumphs? Our suffering?
I understand this is difficult. If you are willing, I could show you proof. And perhaps a path forward.
Bro, this sounds like they're trying to convince the player base that this is the story. What the hell was that cutscene, dude?
Nice to see another familiar face here.
I like Kindra. Okay, unironically, that cutscene was not subtle. I saw people on like Twitter. I saw people on Twitter be like, oh, maybe we're misinterpreting the cutscene, and it's not actually that the Haranir are like the common descendant of trolls and elves. That cutscene wasn't subtle, that's just what it said. They could be doing an unreliable narrator bit, and the Haranir are just wrong about this. Like, they could be going in that direction, in which case, the actual worst race they've ever added to the game. Bar none. And they still are. But that would just be an extra, like, level of crap on top of it, right? There's, like, no good outcome of doing this. It's either the Haranir are wrong, and we're basically just wasting our time with the most uninteresting race of people that just either do nothing or are just wrong about everything. Or we're taking the most uninteresting race they've ever added into World of Warcraft and Warcraft overall, and then just making them, like, one of the most important for some reason out of nowhere. There's no good outcome to this. It's just a different flavor of terrible writing. That cutscene wasn't subtle at all. We are descendants of one lineage, shows the Harania evolving into trolls and elves. It wasn't just speculated that elves and trolls came from a common ancestor. The common ancestor were like dark trolls that were too close to the well of eternity. Like, that was the story up to this point. They just threw in the Harania at this point and retconned all of that. Unless the Harania, again, are just wrong about this, in which case, the fuck are we doing? Like, the cutscene itself, the visual presentation of it was fine. I kind of liked the artistic styling of the cutscene. It's just the contents of the cutscene are so stupid. What are we doing? Why are we trying to make the Harania such a big deal and such a thing? They could have just been some like elves or like a late offshoot of like dark trolls, as they were like natural selecting into night elves. They could have just been like the missing link there, and they went underground, and that would have been fine. But they're trying to make and retcon the story in Azeroth to make the Harania so important that they stand on their own. I don't know why they're doing this. It feels like another step in a consistent effort to undermine and rewrite nearly every element of the lore and history of this game that people once loved. It's crazy to me, because it feels like a persistent effort to go through the entire story with like a red highlighter and just cross out everything. What Shadowlands was for the Realm of Death and for the various mythologies of World of Warcraft, and for Arthas, Midnight is for the elves and trolls. I don't know why they can't, like, just stop doing this. I'm not sure how the Harania fit into things. The old story was that it was like the Dark Trolls. That the Trolls were one of the first races on Azeroth. And you had a subset of those Trolls that lived or wandered too close to the Well of Eternity at the center of, like, Azeroth. This giant font of magic. And they mutated and evolved over time into the various elves. Like, they went Night Elves, then it went High Elves, etc., 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 right? But now, instead of having, like, the Trolls be the precursor for everything, now it's like the Harania, and from the Harania, they branched off into elves and trolls. I don't know why we're completely about-facing the entire backstory of this game. Because, like I said, even if it's an unreliable narrator, and the Harania are just wrong about this, then what the hell are we doing right now? Then we're just making the Harania, one, important, but two, wildly incompetent and wrong and stupid. I would say, what's the plan, what's the vision? But every time they do retcons like this, it feels like a consistent effort to just take World of Warcraft and turn it into something else. I don't even necessarily mind Tauren Paladins. Like, conceptually, a bunch of Taurens that, like, follow Ansha and use the light of the sun for cool abilities is cool. The problem is the gameplay kit doesn't reflect that, and it's just like a human paladin, but you're a cow. If there was like a bunch of like reskins for the abilities to be more like in line with like the Tauren aesthetic, I think that'd be way better. Yeah, it's kind of like what World of Warcraft has done historically, where it's like if there's a lore thing, even if it's very much different, they'll just give you the class. Like Troll Priest, for instance. They're not like praising the sun and all that, praising the light and all that, like a human priest or a paladin or something like that. But the gameplay doesn't reflect the lore nuance that's going on there. So it feels and looks out of place from a gameplay perspective. But when it comes to stuff like that, I can suspend my, like, suspension of disbelief for that, right? Like, okay, sure, whatever. So long as the story is, like, justified in its own cool, unique way, I'm cool with it. This just feels like it's malicious. Well, Zandalari trolls, which were added in Battle for Azeroth, they can be paladins. If you're a regular troll, you just can't, because, I don't know, fuck you. But, like... I guess we'll see what happens next. We're one cutscene into this quest line.
Oraka, beloved of Akilzon.
Good to see you again. Kindra looks around the den, then sighs. Do you know where Zul'Jahn has stomped off to? Zul'Jahn could not leave Zul'Aman as the Amani still recover. She sent Zul'Jahn in instead. She hoped showing trust and giving him this responsibility would bring him out of her shadow, make use of his talents, but this news, I am an old troll. I have a hard time reining Zul'Jahn in, but he may listen to you. Would you join us? Zul'Jahn and I would be grateful if Zul'Jahn stayed out of trouble.
It's good to have you along. Now, where is my nephew?
Anaria Shala.
After all we have been through, I thought there was little that could surprise me. This Hagar managed to find a way. It is a lot to consider. These bonds would be ancient, even further back than a connection to the Kaldrai, and a link to the Naka has hardly brought peace. Did the Haranir think this would temper long-held animosities? I could have told them that this was how Zul'Jahn would react. Why he was even allowed to be here after all he has done. What was Zul'Jahn thinking? Fair. Still, I was beginning to see some reflection of myself in Zul'Jahn. Perhaps this could be another step towards moving on from old grudges.
We share a lineage with the trolls, with the Amani. This is preposterous.
Bro never read Chronicles.
Revelations, but I have fought beside them, Lorthamar. We share more in common than you may think.
And what now? We open our gates to them? Welcome them into the very city they have long sought to burn to the ground?
No one is suggesting that. This
well,
is
Twitter
merely
might.
A new perspective. A chance to...
Liadrin, you of all people should understand the pain and loss the Amani have inflicted upon us. They destroyed our homes and slaughtered our families. They captured and tortured us when we fought back.
I know, Verisa. Believe me, I know. It has not been easy for me to move past my anger, but it is a
Like how the text box disappears before she's done talking.
Then I admire your grace. You will find I am not as forgiving as a paladin of the light. I will never regard the Amani as kin, not after they robbed me of my true family. Salama Ashalanore, Blood Knight. Justice for our people.
To be better. They're two different games in that regard.
For the Dark Spear.
WoW used to have way more when it comes to, like, race and faction identity. That stuff has been, like, eroded away over time now. Trolls and elves have been at each other's throats and their own since history began. I hope the Haranir know what they be doing here.
Don't be getting mixed up in the voodoo.
I will have to tell the other tribes. They will not be pleased.
This could be exciting news. We all come from an ancient line of hunters and guardians of a secret world.
How they
What
wanted
does it
people to
matter
react.
if the elves share that ancestry?
It matters plenty, Zakan.
Our people have clashed with the elves for millennia. They will not let go of old conflicts easily.
If they even believe what Hagar told us. Most trolls never seen a Haranir, never even heard of them. How do we tell a troll who never left the Echo Isles that the elves are keen to us?
That's actually a good point. Not gonna lie.
Many of us together. Maybe.
You cannot force a family. Even
You can't. I've watched Fast and Furious.
it will take time.
Bro, I love the idea of just like going back to some troll that has never left the Echo Isles and be like, yeah, so we found some furry elves that were like beneath the surface of the world. They loved roots, man. They love them. A huge fan of trees, actually. So turns out we're descendants of elves. We're not descendants anymore. They retconned that. Actually, no, it was the other way. But you know, we're related to elves. Fun fact. Like, no one's gonna believe that shit. That's kind of funny, not gonna lie.
I will do whatever I must to keep my people.
The Zendalari Empire has the oldest libraries. We knew of the Dark Trolls, the earliest days of the Night Elves, and the Mogu. How could we not have heard of this? Because they came up with the story last Tuesday, Telaji. Your records weren't updated. To think we'd have such a gap in our history. No, we must know more. We must have proof. Like I said, there's like no good outcome of this. It's like either we're shoehorning the Haranir in to make them important, or they're wrong and we're just dealing with the most incompetent race WoW's ever added into the game. There's no like positive outcome to this.
How can I help?
I can trace my family's lineage back to... No, this makes no sense. But my people never suffered wars or raids from the trolls. Not really. We were locked away. We must be ready to support Lorthamar and his people through this.
Our allies.
Yeah, meanwhile, this dude over here.
We embrace power.
It cannot be. There's a part of me that realizes this could be true. I can see similarities in the way they connect to the cosmic forces and their gods. They have... Oh, God. WoW writing feels like... I can see similarities in the way they connect to the cosmic forces and their gods. They have physiological similarities, but mostly no one can hurt you quite like family. So much blood spilled cannot be easily forgotten. For us or the trolls, I would imagine. Still, I can take some small solace in imagining the look on Romoth's face.
Be open to possibilities.
Wait until 14 is a crossover raid with WoW. God, I wish. An Arthas fight in 14 would go so hard, and a Bahamut fight in this game would be crazy.
Baladash, Malanore.
We have joined together to protect Azeroth. Is that not enough? Must we be asked to forgive every sin in the name of brotherhood? Good line. These Haranir have lived alone. They do not know what it means to share a world. They don't understand what we have been through. They haven't played classic WoW. Or for them, TBC. They can't just tell us we are now one people with the Amani. That they are akin. They sound like they're on Blue Sky. The Haranir have done us a great service, but this is too much. I will not accept this.
What I do for Quel'Thalas.
And before Giant Shintoto boss in WoW, I'd be here for that. After all we have been through, I thought there was little that could surprise me. Unfortunately, I never read Chronicle, or watched Noble sum up Chronicle. This Hagar managed to find a way. It is a lot to consider. These bonds would be ancient even further back than a connection to the Kaldai, and a link to the Naga has hardly brought peace. Did the Haranir think this would temper long-held animosities? I could have told them this was how Zul'jin would react. Why? He was even allowed to be here after all that he has done. What was Zul'jin thinking? I've read this before, actually.
Remain vigilant.
I mean, I kind of like their reactions to this information was just like, bro, you actually thought this would do anything? So you thought this would bring world peace, huh? Uh-huh. So the part where we stabbed each other's eyes out, you thought that'd be like water under the bridge? Uh-huh. You did? Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You saw a cartoon at some point. Uh-huh. What else? Where'd you get this information, actually? Cave painting, huh? So, like, there were no words written on it, just a picture. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And you're sure nobody wrote that, like, after the fact? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So we're just rolling with it, huh? Okay, just want to make sure. One people, because long ago the Haranir were a family, Vin Diesel. Do you know who my family is? Lyrisa, Varath, Lyroth, and every other Windrunner who fell to Amani blades. Skill issue. The existence of some distant relations cannot undo the spilling of Windrunner blood, my blood. The Haranir have hidden from the world for far too long if they think this will change things. I mean, I like how these characters are reacting to this.
Aldiel Shala.
It feels like them trying to make sure and be like, don't worry guys, we're not gonna go for like we're all a World of Warcraft family, huzzah. These people still don't like each other, please trust us. We'll have faction tension at some point, believe us.
Proof? What do you mean, proof?
Oh god. My sources, I made it the fuck up.
I speak for Akilzar.
The Haranir say they were the first to walk amongst the trees of Azeroth. I'm sure every race has an origin myth like this, but for Arwina to say there's proof, perhaps this is a good thing. The Amani and the Blood Elves have always been at each other's throats. You saw how Zul'Jin reacted when the Blood Elves arrived. You played TBC Classic. That animosity stretches back millennia. Or to 2007. This new knowledge may be a way to focus on what we have in common and not on what divides us, like Linkin Park. It might be another step towards a lasting peace. It won't be. Well, actually, it might be with these riders. I met Zul'Jin in the battle for the Sunwell. Don't know why she brought a kid brother along. Or just like by himself. She was confident, open-minded. Zul'Jin seems very different from his sister. Almost as if he's well written. More brooding, more frustrated, almost realistic. Still, he seems willing to humor my request. Perhaps he is just being cautious. We will be heading to the Den of Echoes. You are welcome to join us if you wish. Do you believe this nonsense? Twitter be like, Amani and the elves sharing blood between us? Huh, impossible. I'm not a dairy, soon dairy. I've got a jello, hot, something. There's some other lyrics to that song. Arwina says there's proof. If it is true, I will say it's not true.
We will find victory. Orwena, how do you know Hagar speaks the truth?
We must go to the Den of Echoes. Follow me.
I saw a blog post one time. God, it would be really funny if, like, the actual story that's going on here is just that the Haranir were wrong about everything the entire time. And, like, they're actually just the most incompetent race ever devised in, like, fantasy history. We're the guardians of the trees. Almost all of them are dead now. They didn't do shit. Yeah, we're actually the common ancestor for, like, trolls and elves. Turns out they're not. Like, I kind of want that to be the case because it would be really funny, man. And dialect, I mean, I kind of agree. It used to be really good. There's still some characters that can do it pretty well. They have Yuri Lowenthal. I don't like the character Yuri Lowenthal is voicing, but he does a good job voicing the character.
The roots brought us both here.
The paintings within the Den of Echoes create visions that others can experience. They are based in memories that are often of first-hand accounts, but other times of fables and tales, not the Xbox game. The magic that conjures these visions will only work with the memories of a Haranir or those related to them. Sure.
Nature take its course.
Arwina says this place holds the memories of the Haranir. They can relive their history through the paintings, like Expedition 33. Can you imagine if we had the power of this place? We could fill in the gaps of our history, uncover hidden truths and buried secrets. We should conquer Harandar, true. And I wouldn't need to carry so many books, Moon. I know Jan Boy hates how disorganized they are. Kanduro chuckles.
Don't be a stranger.
Oraka.
My patience is dwindling. Me.
I have a few ideas.
This is a proof. Paintings. He has a good point. Maybe that's why Zul'jara sent me here instead of coming herself. Better to waste my time than hers. At least my uncle is having a good time.
Suleiman will always stand strong.
Not all of the visions in this place were clear to us. Some of them were strange. Damn it. Some of them were strange, and one in particular seemed to revolve around an unfamiliar people. A people that we learned are the Amani trolls. Naturally, the magic used to create the painting to pull the memories from the past are tied to the Haranir and those close to us. If there was no connection, the Zerashah who create the paintings could not have recalled troll history. I can show you in Zul'Jan and you can judge for yourselves. Experience the Amani vision in the Den of Echoes. What could go wrong?
You expect me to believe some scratches on a wall?
Our magic only works for memories of our kin. How can we find paintings of Amani memories if you are not kin?
Yeah, checkmate, atheist. You showed them, you know. I like how I walked right into a wall there. Oh god, what button's my pet? Oh god. Alright, there we go.
Give me your hand. Touch the vision stone and bear witness.
Oh, Weena, pause. Don't call it a vision stone. The paintings within the Den of Echoes, they are based on memories, right.
Wild guide you will.
May I be raised again on the wings of a kingdom.
Alright.
This land looks familiar. This is Zulaman.
Got him up to speed.
A desperate battle long ago between the Amani and ancient enemies.
Alright, now we gotta play a game called Can I Remember what my rotation is? The answer is no. We're gonna find out together, though. I do not have a pet? Fuck you mean? Oh my god, my pet's dead? When? How'd you die? What the f- We're fighting regular enemies, dude. I do like the Amani music, at least. An Arcadian-style raid series? Fuck no. I don't really think it would like fit in WoW's aesthetic. Well, no, I guess Undermine was probably the closest they were going to do to that. An entire goblin raid, and that was cool. So I guess in a way they could. Like, the closest equivalent to that would be like Undermined, and Undermined was pretty cool. There was a whole patch in the last expansion where we like went to the main city of the goblins.
I know this battle. This is our great victory I heard stories of when I was a child. We, Amani, stood alone. No Gokinye, no Loa. And we defeated the greatest enemy the trolls had ever known.
JoJo references everywhere. Yeah, it's like me with ReZero references. You have to make them sometimes, but you can find them anywhere. My source is I made it the fuck up. Alright. Good disengage there on my part.
The trolls would have lost, but a few took a desperate risk.
Let's go. I like the song. I mean, it is kind of like insert cool fantasy like fight music here, but still. Assist summoning.
Sought the most powerful presence they could find and pulled and summoned a
On
creature
Tinder?
from a place none should disturb. The Rift of Ulm.
Okay.
The Rift of Ulm is a place of madness and pain. But
I know, I played Emerald
found
Nightmare.
something greater. They called it Ulatek.
We have a new snake logo. Let's go. Huge. Would it be a troll patch or a troll-themed expansion-ish if there wasn't a snake loa? Like, when we think about it, right? Like, you need to have one. It's mandatory. I love Kindra. There's been no mention of this Ulatek in our histories as far as I'm aware. Perhaps details of the battle have been lost over the millennia. If these visions are real, then this could help uncover a long-forgotten piece of Amani history. Kindra scratches his chin thoughtfully. Ulatek seems to be extremely powerful. Perhaps it was one of our first Loa. When we return to Zulaman, I can consult Akelzon for answers. I like how his entire story is that the Amani don't need the Loa. Finds out about this one new dude, it's like, oh, dude, I have to stand. Amani history, rewritten, painted on the walls of our ancestors. This magic reforged, actually. This magic does not work without a bond between our peoples like Persona.
No, this must be lies. The Amani alone.
Oh, dude, I thought that was Zul'Jin. I mixed them up. That's on me. I have heard this story since I was a child. The Amani were outnumbered and still they fought on. They claimed victory through sheer will. Orwena says the visions cannot lie. Uncle thinks details of the battle could have been lost. They would question everything it means to be Amani. Zul'Jin scowls. This is more of the reaction I thought from him. I must find the truth of this. Uncle says if anyone would know, it would be the Loa. The Loa have nothing. The Loa have said nothing of this before, but we must start somewhere. It's time to go home. I'm coming home to the place where I belong.
We will discover the truth of this, God King.
What he means to say is you have our thanks for sharing this with us, and we must return to Zulaman to investigate.
Unironically, I think Kindra is my favorite character in Midnight. Again, not a high bar, but still. He's just a funny uncle guy. You know what? I don't mind that. Hello, Crimson. Welcome to the stream. When was the last time you visited the Bald Bar? I own the Bald Bar. It's mine, actually. Yoinked it. Won in a game of Queen's Blood, actually. Well, considering there was a fight there 2 seconds ago that phased out, I'm going to assume something probably hit a fan.
Hasura, help me search through Uncle's things while he communes with the Loa. Ah, good.
Why is my uncle so disorganized? They're so disorganized. My uncle has already started communing with the Loa to find information on this Ulatek. Meanwhile, we're gonna dig through his boxes to see what we can find. The Loa, by the way, for people unfamiliar with WoW lore, are basically, like, for lack of a better term, the gods of the troll people. Normally, they're like an animal, or like they don't have to be, but like normally they're like an animal. Like a spider Loa, a panther Loa, a dragonhawk Loa, etc, etc, etc. We're gonna dig through his boxes to see what we can find. Don't dig through my boxes. Points to all the boxes scattered around the terrace. My uncle has the biggest collection of histories among the Amani. I used to read through them when I was a boy. Look for anything about Ulatek, snakes, or early Amani history. I'll take these, you search the others.
Akelzon says they know nothing of Ulatek. It's strange.
Because the Amani alone earned the victory.
Searching this one box. The box is filled with scrolls and writing. As you search through the materials, one scroll catches your eye. One of the oldest structures in Zulaman is the crypt at Numazon. Built millennia ago after a brutal conflict, the crypt houses the remains of many fallen warriors as well as our earliest writings in stone tablets. The Amani are people with a strong oral tradition, so these few written records are a special treasure. Many of them have stood the test of time, no one read them I guess, allowing a unique look into early Amani history. Tell the others.
Yes, those tablets are ancient and we're searching for clues.
So there are Blue's Clues.
I'm listening now.
I have read so many of these scrolls. Zul'Jin points to several scrolls. This one is about our ancestors who first came to Zulaman. This one is about the arrival of the elves who stole our land. Another one about the war with the humans. Zul'Jin points to a bundle of scrolls. These were my favorite. They recorded the great deeds of my grandfather, his unification of the tribes, his victories in the war. What would he say if he heard a great victory was not won by Amani's strength, but owed to this Ulatek? Zul'Jin shakes his head.
Friend of my sister is a friend of mine.
It seems that Ulatek predates a connection to the Loa, perhaps going all the way back to our arrival in Zulaman. Kinduru frowns. Was Ulatek an early Loa? If so, what happened to it? And if not, what is it? Well, we can't reuse Hakar again, so we came up with this dude. The box is filled with scrolls and trinkets. One scroll looks much older than the others. Wave after wave of our best warriors fought against the endless hordes of our greatest enemy. Eventually, we broke through their lines and attacked with all of our might. Though most of our fighters fell in the assault, we succeeded where so many had failed. The great nemesis of the trolls lay dead. What was left of the Amani, battered and bleeding, stood triumphant.
See? The Amani stood alone. No Loa. No King.
And how many Amani died that day, Jean Boy?
At least 4. Do you think the 40k orcs would slaughter the wild trolls? That wouldn't even be close, yeah. 40k orcs have access to sci-fi tech. This box has scrolls and tablets thrown about haphazardly. It seems like someone has gone through this box before. As you sort through the paper and stone, your hand strikes a different material, wood. Yeah, I got some wood for you. Lifting the items in the way, you find an Amani mask buried at the bottom of the box. Why is this here? Take the mask.
Get away! Leave me alone! A spirit mask! Grab it!
Get over here. I got you.
I never owned a mask like that. Where did it come from? Bring it here.
I mean, with the magic that WoW has, I mean, maybe it'd be a little bit close, but I still feel like it'd be one-sided.
The keen-eyed Kina watch over you. Why? Don't hurt me. You are damaged, friend. Ashura, grab my tools and some supplies.
Well, the thing with like the 40k orcs is just like they also exist across like multiple planet systems, right? They just also like wildly outnumber them.
They attacked the city. They tried.
I mean, if they fuse with like some Loa, it might be a decent fight for like a couple of them at least. Have like guns and hyper magic, stuff like that, I think, yeah.
The Haranir lied. There is no mention of Ulatek.
Ulatek? The ultimate weapon of the Amani?
What do you mean, a weapon? What do you know?
I am not sure.
Thanks, Mask. Helpful guy, isn't he? The ultimate weapon of the Amani. What is it talking about? Why have we never heard of it? Did you hear what it said? A weapon! The ancestors did not bow to Alola. They claimed a weapon that led to our victory. I must know more. You say the tablets of Numazon are the oldest in Zulaman. We can continue to search there. Perhaps the ancient Amani left clues behind for us. Uncle says we should bring the mask. A stray memory might be the key to unlocking this mystery.
Numazon is our only lead about Ulatek. At least until this mask remembers more.
Do you know who you are? Tell me what you remember.
I will try. It's fragments. You seem familiar, though.
You seem familiar? Aren't the 40k orcs also technically some kind of spore fungus like that? Yeah, it's like they like... When you kill them or something, not very knowledgeable about like 40k lore, but like... When you kill them, they like blast out a bunch of spores that like grow new ones or something.
We are searching for knowledge, Jamboy, not weapons.
Not to mention, a lot of the troll empires in this game have kind of been like fucked over.
We would be fools not to reclaim it.
Sure. You got a hug for your uncle?
This talk of a weapon has sparked Zul'Jan's imagination, dangerously so. He may seem callous at times, but John loves his people. He sees their plight and wants to help. He grew up in a time when we had no Loa, when the other tribes abandoned us, when we had to stand alone. All he had was family. He was inspired by the tales of his grandfather. Yes, Zul'Jin was a hero to the Amani, but he also made mistakes. Let us hope John does not follow in his footsteps.
I guess we can't get rid of
Uncle does not understand. Ulatek could change everything. If the tablets were made when the Amani first arrived in Zulaman, then there must be some clue about Ulatek here. The tablets are too heavy to carry, so Uncle suggested that we take rubbings of the inscriptions. I scouted ahead and gathered a few, but I ran into the Vile branch. I came back here to make sure Uncle was safe. Enter Numazon and collect more of the rubbings while I watch over Uncle. Watch out for the Vile branch. I wish I could be more help, but the gaps in my memory, due to the damage the mask has sustained, that magic has leaked out for who knows how long. You repaired the physical parts of the mask, but the magic within is still weak. Zul'Jan says Vile Branch trolls occupy this crypt. The magic that binds me together is like the magic they use. You might be able to help. Retrieve their hex fetishes. I should be able to drain the magic from them.
Can the Vile Branch hex sticks restore the mask's memory?
Not directly, but reinforcing the magic within may help.
Between the tablets and the mask, let's hope we find a clue to Ulatek.
We Amani can only ever rely on ourselves. We cannot trust the Loa or the Gokenye, us, to be there when we need them. If the Loa withdraw their blessing, Zul'Jara will be powerless, without power of our own. We are at their mercy. The Lightwood was a promising start. It helped us defeat the Twilight's Blade and push back Xelatas minions. But we need something more, a weapon the Amani can wield to protect our people and use as leverage against our rivals. We need a nuke. Zul'Jan glances at his uncle and scowls. My uncle doesn't understand, neither does Zul'Jara, but grandfather would. He'd understand what I'm trying to do. We need a nuke.
Think on what I have said.
The keen-eyed Kina watch.
Past few hours, damn. Hope it clears up for you. And more over the top in every way. Yeah, I feel like that's the charm of 40k, though. Not that you were saying it wasn't or anything. The 40k is just like, what if we took a bunch of different concepts from a bunch of different, like... Well, I guess ideas across, like, fantasy and sci-fi? Gave them steroids and had them like fight each other. Yeah, a bunch of robotic mummies underneath planets. Yeah, sure, why not? I get him. Let's fuck them up. Alright, so far so good. Bro, I do not remember what my keybind was for my interrupt. Oh, it's that. Okay. me grab that. Okay, good. Alright, we're doing good in the quest. We almost have what we need. Damn it. I can fix it. Get him. Okay, beautiful. Throw a bomb. Excellent. I just realized it's hurricane season. Oh, God. And with how hot this summer's been, oh, no. Oh, no. Hopefully there's none that are actually bad. But it's been a boiling summer. Okay, just need 2 more of these tablets. Where art thou, O Romeo? I found one. It's over there. Of course there's a mob that spawned right in front of it. Wait, grab it. Nice. Alright, we out of there. On the road again. I'm just saying I'm on the road again. Cooked. Alright, let's proceed this way. Hey dude, I got your fetishes. You want to drain these for magic now?
This tablet here says the first shrine built in Atalaman was dedicated to the serpent's victory.
Are they talking about Ulatek?
The magic of the Vile Branch feels so familiar that they put me in this mask. It will just take a moment to drain the magic from the fetishes. Let me take a look at the rubbings. Look here, this mentions the Amani summoning a great serpent to save them from a terrible foe. And here, the serpent was victorious, but the Amani sealed it away. The first shrine built at Atalaman was dedicated to the serpent. I'm glad this was at the entrance that no one has ever read before, I guess.
Just call me Uncle.
The magic helped, but not enough. I still don't remember my name or past life. That knowledge may be lost forever. I do remember more about Ulatek, or rather, where we might find more information. I was forced into this form by the Vile Branch trolls. They kept dark knowledge secret from the other tribes, including knowledge of Ulatek. Okay, so it was a Vile Branch, like, secret, okay. If we are to know more, we must go to the Misara Deeps. Oh, God.
The path to Ulatek lies in the Misara Deeps with Hexlord Malakras.
Hashura.
Malakras, this is madness. He betrayed and enslaved our lower.
We Amani can only ever rely on ourselves. We cannot trust the Loa or the Gokane to be there when we need them. Oh, I already read that. Okay.
Strengthen yourself.
Vile Branch, Malakras, we must tell Zul'Shara.
She will try to stop me from finding Ulatek, just like with the Lightwood. But we needed the Lightwood, and we will need Ulatek.
If the ancient Amani sealed Ulatek away, it may be too dangerous to unleash.
Or it may be the weapon we need for when the elves make war on us. For when the Loa abandon us.
The Loa will not abandon us.
How can you be sure? They have done it before, huh? Why not put some of that faith in me, Uncle?
Boy, I can't wait till they not make this guy a villain and kill him off next patch. I can't wait. It's not like this has been a trend that I've been talking about for a while at this point.
Malakras is dead.
A somewhat interesting character that's a dude, quickly kill him.
We don't need
First turn him into a villain though. My uncle said Malakras betrayed the Loa and that is why they abandoned us, but who knows what really happened. On this episode of Ancient Aliens, Ulatekman's some sort of weapon was always unsettling, but now Malakras is involved. He and his plots brought Zul'Jan's grandfather to ruin. He destroyed our age-old bond with the Loa. This chase for knowledge has taken us down a treacherous path. Malakras is dead, but that doesn't mean his knowledge is lost. While I was a servant of the Violet Branch, I remember discussions about Malakras' research into Ulatek. Malakras recorded his knowledge in scrolls that he kept with him. Now that he's dead, we need to find out what happened to them. The Violet Branch Hexmasters won't talk willingly, but if you slay them, I can use their own necromantic magic against them to compel them to speak. Sure. With weapons. The mask says we are looking for the scrolls of Malakras. While we are in Mysara, try to find any scrolls the Violet Branch have left around. Mysara is a dangerous place, so don't bother sorting through them. Just grab them and we can check later. Even if they don't mention Ulatek, we might find information about their plans or intentions against the Amani.
Jean boy, no good can come from that villain's writings.
Proceeds to ignore. Oh.
Good or bad, Uncle. It's what you do with it that matters.
Alright, let's fuck him up. All aliens. God, those memes were so good, though.
You will always be in your sister's shadow. Malakras always said that binding the Loa was just the first step. He had bigger plans than that.
So was Malakras the entire time trying to bring about like Ulatek or something? Is that what they're gonna do with the story here? Does this work? If I didn't kill the mob? Oh, I guess it does. Sick.
Was Malakras' obsession.
Okay, it is what they're going to do with this. Okay, I got it. So Malakras the entire time was trying to bring about Ulatek. Alright. Sure, whatever.
You do not share your uncle's faith in the law.
I have lived my entire life without them. Why should I?
True. They were here for generations, yet our empire has crumbled.
Look how the mask is just like kind of like baiting him. They're like, yeah, fuck them, you know? So by technicality, oh god, imagine if E.T. and Star Wars were in the same universe.
I'm listening now.
I always find it funny when you find out two movies you never thought were related turn out to be like the same canon.
What did Malakras do to the Loa?
Your grandfather asked the Loa to help fight the elves and other Bokinie. They refused. So Zul'jin and Malakras decided to take the power they needed instead of begging for it.
Okay, I'm gonna see where Zul'jan's story is gonna go. Yeah, it works so well for them, and that sounds good. I'll do it too. Hey guys, thanks for killing the boss already. I'm gonna get the loot now. Or the quest progression, thank you.
Vordaza was the Hex Lord's favored apprentice. If any have Malakras's scrolls, it is her.
Alright, now I need 3 more scrolls. Where, oh where did they put these things? Where, oh where? Found one. That's a yoink. Found the other one right over there. Spotted you? I got the eagle eye.
Like your grandfather.
That's mine.
So,
That's
he
great.
researched Ulatek. If grandfather could wield the power of our greatest weapon, then
He could reclaim stolen lands, rebuild the Empire, realize his dream.
Uncle, the scrolls are with Vordaza in the Mysara caverns.
The keen-eyed Kina watch over
Would the tech being some sort of weapon was already unsettling, but now Malakras is involved. He and his plots brought Zul'jan's grandfather to ruin. He destroyed our age-old bond with the Loa. The Mysara caverns are even more dangerous than the Deeps, and Vordaza is as deadly as she is cruel. This search for Ulatek is becoming more dangerous than Zul'jan realizes. He says nothing, but is clearly concerned.
I speak for Akilzan. Always high.
Malakras's notes are with Vordaza, and she's using them to further her necromantic experiments. I need you to go into the Mysara caverns to recover them. It will be dangerous, and you will need to gather allies before venturing in. I will stay here and protect my uncle. We need to sort through all the scrolls we gathered and see what else we can find. Oh, I gotta do a fucking Mysara caverns run, dude.
Our
Bro.
best lead to Ulatek are those notes in Vordaza's possession. Don't get blood on them.
Just call me Uncle. John boy, this has gone far enough. We must stop following Malakras's footsteps, lest we anger the Loa.
Yeah, that'll work on Zul'jan.
We can harness Ulatek's power. We will not need the Loa.
How can you say that? The Loa made your sister Hashem. They helped us defeat the Twilight's blade.
What about when the elves invaded our lands? When the Trollbanes hunted our people? When my grandfather was tortured? And still, we had to beg them to aid us against the Twilight's blade. No, Uncle. We must take the power we need to protect the Amani, like my grandfather did.
Your grandfather led the Amani to catastrophe, Zul'jan.
My grandfather did what was needed. The Amani stand alone, and the Amani never die.
Just knowing where this goes because of data mining. Oh no. Speak to Zul'jan.
Oraka, friend of the Amani.
Alright, surely how bad can this be? I have never heard of a comic of Indiana Jones fighting Han's fossilized bones, but that's funny as hell.
Hashura, Orakazul, I am blessed you be here to prowl with me. I have used the shadows to see inside the cavern. I have seen my people dead, alive, or both.
You can load now, please. Thank you.
They be sacrificed for some dark.
Why would they have us do this?
Come, I will guide you. We're gonna rest.
Like, forcing a Mysara Caverns run is a choice. Like, I guess, bro. Yeah, it sounds kind of familiar too. I need big dick damage here. I need huge damage. We're not messing around. Big damage, big numbers only. Okay, nice. Oh, we gotta free the prisoners. Oh, okay. I got 2 of them.
He be the one bringing my people here. Keep out of his way. For now.
To the ones in Lord of the Rings. That's cool. Nice. God, I haven't seen Lord of the Rings in a little bit. It's so good. The Lord of the Rings movies are still my favorite movies. Just masterpieces, you know? Though I will say I have absolutely fallen in love with Western movies lately. They were never my thing when I was a kid, but I've been really liking them a lot now.
Who be stealing my kill? Who be letting Alazi's little kittens go?
I feel like the annoying bit of this entire questline is that there's like hints of something that could be really good. And like a certain tone in the writing where I'm like, yeah, I am receptive to this. I just know where it's going. And the entire plot line they had there with the Harady is just... It's like they're so close, but so far at the same time. Like, they can write something that is somewhat compelling and somewhat interesting, but then they fumble everything about it. I just really miss the days when the WoW story, like the story in WoW itself was like never particularly great or anything, right? But it was cheesy in a very charming and fun way. And it's like that fun way to me has kind of largely been lost. I thought they might have been able to like recapture it. And there's parts here where it's like, okay, maybe we could recapture it. But, like, knowing where this entire storyline is going to lead to. The stuff with the Harady. It feels antithetical to everything that I fell in love with, like, Azeroth 4. Which way are we going? Guess we're going down here. Before the quality started to go back up? Yeah. It's like... I don't know if Midnight is as bad as, like, Shadowlands. For me, Shadowlands is like on par with Halo 5. Or at least around that tier. But for me, historically, the elves and trolls were like some of my favorite bits of WoW lore. I found it very interesting and just fun. They're finding ways to retroactively make a lot of that stuff far less interesting, and the future potential of these storylines way less engaging and compelling, and give me far less reasons to care. And they're like consistently doing that throughout like Midnight. It goes back to a lot of what I've been talking about when it comes to the issues with like the WoW story. It's not a matter of competency. It's a matter of they feel determined to change the WoW story and world away from what it was and into this other thing that they want it to be. And it doesn't feel like it's designed to at all appeal to people that have fallen in love with WoW all those years ago. It feels like, in a lot of ways, every negative connotation of calling something fanfic writing, and that's just like what WoW has kind of become. With like things like the Haranir.
But you won't take my prey from me.
Their inability to write consistently good, compelling male characters. I talked about that in a pretty big video on the channel. And like Zul'Jahn is going to be another example for that. They just can't do it. No, I think they can do it. They just refuse to. Whenever you have a guy that's a bit of a badass, or even slightly aggressive in feel and tone, they either have to neuter him, or they have to turn him into a villain. You can't have rule of cool for the sake of being cool without just getting neutered in this game, if you're a guy. It's not even subverting expectations, though. It's like sometimes they're just exactly what you imagine it to be. Like back at BlizzCon, when they announced... Actually, I don't think it was BlizzCon. When they showed off Midnight for the first time, and they showed pictures of Zul'Jahn and Zul'Jahar, and they just said, yeah, so she's the leader, he's her impulsive brother. Everyone knew the story that was being told immediately, off like one picture. Oh, she's gonna be right. He's gonna be far too aggressive, and they're gonna turn him into a villain. Spoiler for where this story goes, that's exactly what happens. It's not even a matter of them like trying to subvert expectations. If they are, they're just bad at it.
And I rescued all that was still alive. But why did Nurojin bring them here? The kidnapping won't stop until we get to the root of the evil. Follow me.
There's like so many fundamental writing issues with this game. Their pacing is abominable. It's terrible. And it undermines a lot of stories and themes they're trying to go for because they don't give enough time for those plot beats to really breathe and to connect with each other. You get the plot points. Like if you're making a plot summary on like Wikipedia or whatever, sure, you would have the connecting points, but they're not explored in a meaningful way, in a meaningful capacity. We have chapter 1 of the new story star, Legacy of the Amani. where we have giant retcons and the beginning of the bastardization of Zul'Jan's character. It's like, at this point, what the fuck was the purpose of Chronicles? For those who don't know, there's a lot of WoW story, right? Like, there's a lot of books and all that, and people can get confused about, like, what's going on, because not everyone's going to read every book, right? Like, you can't expect that. So a while back, they put out a series of books called Chronicles, which was supposed to be like a compendium of the World of Warcraft story. They've retconned over the years so many elements from that and try to justify it by saying, Chronicles was an unreliable narrator. And to be fair, chapter 1 so far has been like kind of long. It's annoying here particularly because like the story that's going on with Zul'Jan could have been interesting. I just know the end point because of data mining. I know how the story has to end. Unless they're about to pull the biggest bait and switch, they're not. In like WoW data mining history. It's like, we know how this story has to end. And they're gonna go in the most predictable, boring, modern, millennial writing way possible. Way back at BlizzCon? Yep. It's annoying, but it's like, the reason we're able to do it is because they just keep doing shit like this. Their writing is so damn predictable sometimes. They have the subtlety of a jackhammer that's like strapped with TNT. By doing anti-male plots. I don't think they're trying to do that because I'm pretty sure like they have a whole new crew, or mostly somewhat. But it gives off that energy. It's like, when the one guy left the writing team years ago, we were supposed to move away from the story just being a continuation of Kingdoms of Amalur. And like, retrofitting the story of WoW to just be Kingdoms of Amalur. We were supposed to move away from that. Why are we doubling down on it? Why? What's the goal? What's the play? What's the vision here? The minute we found out about the Brevin system, the sister was the one in charge, we knew this plot would happen. 100%! It's like, it was obvious. But it was so obvious, it felt like they clearly can't do it. Like, there has to be a subversion here. Because it was so blindingly obvious. But then they just did it. I want a class that wields a jackhammer with TNT. Same, actually. That'd be fun as hell. Like in Bravely Default, that'd be cool. I don't know why the fuck in this questline, by the way, they force you to do a Mysara Caverns run. I don't mind having dungeon runs in story, but like, bro. Of like all the dungeons we could have picked, why? Why are we doing my Mysara Caverns run? it's tired at this point. It's absolutely tired. 100% I'm with you there. It feels like active malice for everything that came before. Even if it isn't, and that there is a love for what came before somewhere there, that's how it comes off. When you consistently go back to established elements and fundamental pillars of this franchise to completely change it for the most cheap version of shock value humanly possible. That's what it feels like when you go back and change established pillars of the franchise for the most cheap shock value. It feels like active malice for everything that came before, even if it isn't. Even if there is like some kind of love and respect that's just like not coming through. That's how it comes off to me. Like active malice for everything WoW like used to be. And a continuous, desired, persistent effort to go back through the history book of World of Warcraft with a red highlighter and just cross through everything and change it to this borderline fanfic they want to just shove into the game. I know that sounds harsh, but the story is becoming so bad in the World Soul Saga, and they're doing irreparable harm to these main elements and central pillars of the game's world and story. That's how it feels. They didn't have to do these things. They didn't have to go through this story with a fine-tooth comb and retcon massive elements and try to write it away and hand-wave it away by saying it's an unreliable narrator before. Or maybe it's an unreliable narrator now. As I said before, the entire retcon with the Haranir being the common ancestor of trolls and, like, elves. There's no good outcome here. It's like either the Haranir are stupid beyond belief, and they just got everything wrong, which makes everything involving them feel like a waste of time, or they're right, and you're just bastardizing the lore even more. There's no good outcome here. I was hoping we were done with this, like back in Shadowlands. And like when it comes to Dragonflight, sure, it wasn't great or anything, but it felt more like a problem with tone and atmosphere.
What's this? New souls for my experiment?
Now it's a matter of tone and atmosphere. Not so much tone, but like, well, actually, yes, tone. But now it feels more like a matter of tone, atmosphere, pacing, and just decisions. Like fundamental problems behind the scenes. Where there's an active desire to ruin everything people once loved about this franchise. Damn it. Oh, I got a revive sec. Easy, job done.
You gonna be tormented from beyond the grave.
Yeah, and it's like there was an entire chunk of this questline at the beginning where it felt like they were trying to reply to the people saying, where's the faction tension? Why are we all just like coming together and being like all peace-loving and all that? Where's the tension? Where's the war? And like the entire beginning part of this questline felt like them going, don't worry guys, we still have faction tension, right? There's still struggles. There's still ill will here. Absolutely. But it's just them saying that.
there still be many angry souls. I will keep them busy and keep them from feeding the monster. But the monster be up to you.
Like, it doesn't fix like what Midnight was up to this point or anything. It's another example of them just like trying to hit a plot beat, but not fleshing it out and developing it at the moment it really needs to, by the way, to a sufficient degree. What hurts me the most is I remember in Legion the Blood Elves making fun of the Night Elves having troll ancestors. It was common knowledge. Yeah, it was like also the Zendalari. Like, Talanji was like, we have records of like the Dark Trolls, like in our libraries. It's like, we have this history. What's going on here? So again, it's like, it's either the Harania are just wrong, in which case, what are we doing like actually with these people? Like, genuinely, what is their point? Or, turns out everyone else was wrong, and these people that feel like they were, like, brought into existence last Tuesday are suddenly the most, like, important part of the lore. For, like, giant swaths of it. I don't know what part about this is supposed to be compelling. Or make me fall in love with the story and make me want to consume even more of it. I don't know what the goal here is in that regard. Outside of like a selfish desire to rewrite World of Warcraft to put their own like name and stamp on it. That's the only thing I can come up with. There's no way somebody actually like finds this compelling. I mean, sure, people are allowed to have their opinions and all that, right? But, like, I can't imagine that's, like, a large group of people. And sure, maybe it's, like, somewhat a consequence of the rapid patch cycle WoW has. I can go along with that. Sure, I can see that. At what point does that stop being an excuse, though? You could argue maybe when they actually fix that, sure. But still, it's not just a problem of execution, it's a big part of it. But like conceptually, it's also bad. It's a problem of conception, ideas, and execution. Every point in this developmental chain and writing chain for WoW lore is flawed.
Where are my souls? What have you done?
Be careful. He seems powerful and unstable.
My point still stands. Like, if they wanted to expand on that, it could be like the Blood Elves were making fun of the Night Elves because they were closer to trolls than like than the Blood Elves were. Hello, Fubuki. Welcome to the stream. How bad has it gone? Also high. So we retconned the entire history of troll and elf lineage. And we're gonna take one of like, well, really, the one interesting character for Midnight, and we're beginning their like obvious villain arc. I hope your nap was good. Also, they're making us do like a 12.0 dungeon for some reason. Oh yeah, we're retconning everything, Fubuki. We're just running through it with like a red highlighter. Not even a highlight, you can see through those. Just like a red Sharpie, a bucket of paint actually. Just dump it on the entire Chronicles.
Get my hands on you.
You know the Harania, like the people that were obviously inspired by the movie Avatar? Yeah, they're the common ancestor now. We don't know about the Dark Trolls. I guess they exist. But like everyone comes from like the Harania now. At least in elves and trolls. That or the Harania are wrong and we're just doing this for no reason. with the power of love and friendship. Well, that's the funny thing, Star. We know the ending because it was data mined. I don't know. Do you want me to spoil it? Like, I know the ending. Cause I've been running all night long. Sure thing. Zul'Jin takes in Ulatek and becomes some kind of monster. We beat him in a dungeon. And he's dead. Because we had data mine conversation between like Zul'Jin and Liadrin, where Zul'Jin was like, I should have been able to help him, he's gone now, some shit like that, you know? I think that's part of the reason I never really like minded the whole Nomura story and all that. Because like I've been playing this shit. Right? It's like I've been in the trenches like with this and what like Warcraft and Halo.
With the creature dead and the vile branch gone, we with the bark all be sleeping a little safer. For now. We will always be looking over our shoulders at the vile branch.
Alright, glad they forced me to do a fucking Mysara Caverns run for some reason.
Be having a reward for you.
Actually, is he in the Dungeon Journal? Let me check. Did they update this yet?
We haven't had any luck here. Did you succeed in getting Malacras's notes?
They haven't added it to the Dungeon Journal yet.
I guess we can't get
My VR in 14. Kinda same. Will Malacras's notes hold the next clue, or is this all just a waste of time? The latter one. You got them. Now let's see if this was worth all the effort. Here, the note says Ulatek was sealed. Giant new snake lower, by the way. To break the seal, one needs a key. Was sealed away by the Amani. Zul'Jin flipped through the notes. The key was hidden within a shrine and protected with ancient magic. But which shrine? Didn't the tablet of Numazon mention a shrine being dedicated to the serpent's victory? We know from the visions in Harandar that Ulatek was a serpent. That must be it. The key is hidden at the serpent shrine in Atalaman.
The key to Ulatek is hidden in the serpent shrine of Atalaman. Let's go.
Yeah, to me it's like Nomura lore feels like it comes from a place of love. He's just a bit crazy, but it feels like it comes from a place of love for that stuff, right? This, like I said before, feels like active...
Many are still recovering from the Twilight Blade attack. Help us gather herbs round the shrine of...
It's either hatred or they feel like they're above what came before, and they're trying to make it something that they are not embarrassed by. Because they, like, view themselves to be higher than the story and world and tone WoW used to have.
We don't need magical animals.
Like in a smug, pompous way. This shrine is ancient, small, unremarkable. Damn, their perfect hiding place. If Malacras was right, the key to Ulatek should be right here. Heavy hammer thumps onto the shrine for emphasis. It may take me some time to break through the stone to find it. I don't know what kind of protection the ancestors have in place, but you'll have to deal with them as at work. I admit I did not believe the visions in Harandar. I don't fully trust Malacras's notes either. But if the key is here, that would be undeniable proof that what we are chasing is real. Take care, Star.
When you're ready.
Take care, Subdued Radical. Thanks for tuning in.
Good.
We are ready. Go ahead, Zul'Jin.
Zul'Jin! Something's happening!
Death to all who seek the serpent's power!
Bro's gonna take 14 business days to open up this rock.
Yes, we do, Uncle. The Amani must stand strong.
I still like that the uncle, like, was here with him the entire way. He's not abandoning Zul'Jin.
Do not be tempted by power like your grandfather.
Still trying to save his nephew.
Ruin to us all.
He tried to unite the tribes to take back the land that was stolen from us.
I like the music going on here.
You do not need Ulatek's power, Shan boy. We have Zul'Jin, the Hashed, to protect us.
And when the Loa abandon us again, we cannot rely on them.
I mean, he has a point. That's kind of the annoying bit with, like, Zul'Jin's story and knowing where it's gonna go. He has a point here. Sure, there's nothing wrong with a good tragedy, but, like, when we've been fiending for even a somewhat, like, interesting character, knowing what they're just gonna do with him is annoying. Oh god, here we go. Cutscene!
I found it. This must be the key to...
Zul'Jin, this is dark magic. Let it go.
No! With this power, we need no law, no Hashed.
Nephew, look out!
Alright, good going, Zul'Jin. Thanks for that.
Uncle! Uncle!
Don't tell me they killed Kindaru as Don't... They killed Kindaru as well?
No. No.
I liked him, dude.
Tragic. A lifetime of devotion to his Loa. Yet where were they when he breathed his last breath? Sadly, this is the fate of our people. Zul'Jin and I, we tried to change it.
You knew my grandfather? Then you must be...
Malakras. And I need your help, Zul'Jin.
Alright, that could be cool.
Our people's future, free of the Loa's empty promises. To finish what your grandfather and I started.
What about my sister? The Loa have her completely in their grasp. When she sees our uncle...
Take the key, Zul'Jin.
Don't think about that stuff, grab it.
When you have claimed Ulatek's power, I assure you, she will understand.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. So that's another check in the box of me being right about them always killing interesting male characters. I didn't even think they would kill Kindaru. I like that dude, man.
You were out for quite a while.
Oh good, we're back at the Haranir. So they turned the interesting dude into a villain, and the fun uncle that I really liked, they also killed. I don't want to be right about this, but I keep being proven right. The Amani found you in Kindaru at Atalaman. They carried you back here. Clearly, that was a short path. I like the bird. I like the bird. After the meeting at Haranda, I came here to speak with Zul'Jin about the vision you witnessed. Zul'Jin had seemed... Oh, we're in... Okay, I thought we were in Haranda. I came here to speak with Zul'Jin about the vision you witnessed. Zul'Jin had seemed upset when you left, and it was not my intent to make him so. But all of that can wait. Now that you're awake, you should go speak to Zul'Jin. She wants to know what happened at Atalaman.
Zul'Jin is at the lower shrine, attending to Kindaru. Come.
Oh, maybe Kindaru is fine. Hold on, there's hope. Maybe Malakras was lying to him.
What would we do without you, Uncle?
Never mind, okay. I had hope for 2 seconds there. Yep, he's dead, okay. Like I said, I had hope for 2 seconds there, and it was ripped away from me.
Your path leads you
I had hoped the meeting in Harandar would lead to a newfound sense of peace and understanding between our cousin races.
Watch over you.
Instead, our good intentions have led to tragedy. I can't help but feel responsible for these events. If I had not set Zul'Jahn on the path to Ulatek in the Den of Echoes, it would never have led to this outcome. While Weena glances at the shroud over Kinduru's body, I have pledged my aid to Zul'Jahn to help her find her lost brother. It is the least I can do.
I shall watch for you. Ashura.
Jmulls, it is good to see you again. The last time I saw my uncle, I had asked him to accompany Zul'Jahn to a diplomatic meeting in Harandar. Now I find my uncle dead, you unconscious, and my brother missing. Zul'Jahn's countenance is equal parts sorrow and fury as she turns to look at you. Tell me what happened. Yeah, so like, modern writing.
Ashura, would you honor us by helping with the death rites? The herbs are undercut. As for Zul'Jahn,
I guess I can have Cosmos eat the body.
he has always obsessed over our ancestors' legacy and our grandfather's glory. But to join forces with Malakras, that fool. I warned him about that villain. He manipulated grandfather, and now Malakras did this. He killed my uncle. I know it in my bones. And now he has my brother in his clutches. We have to find him. I have to save him. Zul'Jahn is adult, but he is my brother. And the only family I have left.
Yeah, well, for now. Use Kinduru's mortar to grind bog herbs. Big ass mortar, okay. I'll use it. Just place! Yeah, one of these fires is not like the other. Gonna guess modern Disney ending where we're all in this again. Oh god. I mean, there's always the possibility that data mining wasn't accurate or didn't have full context, but it was pretty clear that this is not gonna have an ending I'm gonna like. I have already sent scouts to search for Zul'Jahn, but it will be impossible to cover so much ground. We're gonna have to wait a few weeks. I pray he sees through the lines that Malakras has woven before it's too late. Zul'Jahn's expression is grim, then softens as a small eagle lands on your shoulder. Because I'm a hunter. Thank you, Jmulls, for telling me what happened and for being with my uncle at the end. This eagle was my uncle's favorite companion on his walks through Zul'Aman. I think he would like it if you took care of him now that he's gone. That's cute.
Zul'Jahn, I bear responsibility for putting your brother on this path. I will help you find him.
Thank you. This is not your fault, Owena, but I welcome your help. The Amani leader welcomes you. Don't go far, Uncle. I'm sorry I wasn't there to protect you. I should not have made Zul'Jahn your responsibility. It's always trouble. Remember our trip to the coast? Little Zul'Jahn tried to swim across the strait. You were so mad. When our father died, you helped our mother raise us, told us stories of the Loa, taught us what it means to be Amani.
Man, I like Kinduru too.
Twilight's blade nearly beat us. You were the one to put me on the path of the Hashi. You are the reason why the Loa came back to us. You never lost faith in them, and you never lost faith in me. You were a second father to me, Uncle Kinduru. I will miss you, and I hope that I have made you proud.
Wait for a lead on Zul'Jahn's whereabouts. Wait for patch 12.1. Well, that was the story. The annoying bit about all of this is how predictable it is. I don't know if predictable is the right word. You could argue maybe it's unpredictable, because what they're doing is so predictable that I didn't believe that this was going to be the story they pursued. Because it felt so predictable to me that it felt like it had to be a bait and switch. Like, okay, we're going to make you think this is the obvious play here, but we're going to do something else, and they're just doing the obvious thing. But they're acting like it comes out of nowhere. Zulaman and the Amani had so much potential in Midnight, man. They had so much potential, and they're just squandering all of it because they feel compelled to force feed the Haranir and Harandar into all of this. I don't get why they're so obsessed with them. They're so out of place and just off-putting when put into this role. If they were just like the missing link, not like the common ancestor, but like a missing link between Dark Trolls and Night Elves that just happened to go underground and loved the fucking roots, that could have been fine, but that's not what they're doing with them. They feel the need to write over established chunks and swaths of the lore in service of borderline fanfic. All the while, they continue all the writing issues that I've been talking about throughout Midnight, and they're just continuing them. And it annoys me because there's like snippets, moments where I'm like, this could be good. That cutscene of like Malakras revealing himself and Zul'Jin looking at Kinduru's dead body. Like, in a vacuum, that's compelling. But in context of the entire story and all these plot beats and these characters, it's predictable, tropey in a bad way, and makes me less interested in the future of the Amani, the future of this entire corner of Azeroth, which used to be one of my favorites. As Midnight and the World Soul Saga goes on, I become far less interested in the future of Warcraft. Maybe they are building up to some kind of big reset. This is not how you do it. Because I'm not going to care enough. You're making me care less about the state of the world for when we do the reset. My biggest hope at this point is that there's a different group of writers they have on deck for like Classic Plus. And for those of us who want that original tone and atmosphere and feel of what World of Warcraft used to be, Classic Plus, when we get around to that, will provide us with that. It's the kind of fanfic you hope the author improves that the Haranir feels like somebody's like OC race that they're just shoehorning into this game. It's just bad. It's not compelling. It makes the world less interesting. And the worst bit of it is that there's some good execution here. Where you're like, oh, they can tell a compelling story if they really want to, and in these small moments, these cutscenes look really impressive. But everything connecting them is just badly told, badly written, badly paced, and then you just break the flow of everything, even worse, by having us do a Mysara Caverns run for some reason. I'm pretty sure my fanfic drafts are better. I mean, I've read ReZero fanfic that's far more compelling. I feel like the more I think about it, the more calling like modern WoW writing fanfic does a disservice to fanfic. Because fanfic still comes from fans. From people that have a deep love and passion for the product, for the world, for the characters. That's just not what modern WoW writing feels like. It feels like they're actively embarrassed by what came before and like they're above it. They're snooty about it. That's what it comes off to me. That they're snooty of the tone, atmosphere, and feel of what used to be in World of Warcraft, and they're trying to bastardize everything that's connected to that old feel, that old world, and transmogrify it into this lame, sterile, bland, homogeneous slop. I have made numerous videos since like Midnight came out about the biggest writing issues that Blizzard have when it comes to World of Warcraft. As this expansion goes on and as they continue to tell this story, all of those points just become reinforced and gain more examples. It's mind-blowing to me. There's a willfulness about it. I mean, there were a couple of highlights. I liked the reactions a lot of the characters had to the information that the Haranir presented, right? Like, that was good. I like the fact they remembered Zappy Boy exists. I like that guy. He was cool back in BFA. I don't know why they just put him on ice for so long, but I'm glad he's back to some degree. I'm glad we're doing something with Rokan. Hello, Grazit. Welcome to the stream. Hope you had a good day. Big fan of your content. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's like there's so much potential to do good stuff here. They just don't do it. Or they like tease you saying, we could do it, but we're not going to. Or when they try to do something cool with it, it's over in like 2 seconds and doesn't go anywhere. It's like I grew up with World of Warcraft. I've played, interacted with it for like over half my life at this point. Do you see the most recent short story? No, I have not. I think I scrolled past it. No, I got like the thumbnail from it. I didn't read it though. It's a weird like sound in my headset. Are you guys getting a weird like hum? Alright, some weird like interference with my headset, I guess. The bitter truth. An unexpected meeting meant to be diplomatic places two longtime foes and a tense drink-fueled standoff. Polite exchanges mask a long history of bloodshed and blame. Conversation turns personal. Both men are forced to confront the painful truth of their shared history. And Tarundo the Grizzled for a special fireside telling of the 3-part short story Bitter Truth. Okay. But yeah. It's voiced on YouTube featuring Lorthamar. That could be a good listen later on. Man, I really want to see what Classic Plus turns out to be. I really want to see that. Well, it is getting rather late, so I think I'll call the stream there for the day. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Groot. Thank you, Fubuki, Grazit, Star, Subdued Radical. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Stay safe. Have a great day. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again!